Go for it,
So
George.
the book I have is Jarhead, A Marines Chronicle of the Gulf War and Other Wars, Battles. And that's the book cover, and there's also a movie for it, film. That's Anthony Swofford, the author, aka protagonist of the movie. Well, you get the idea. So a summary is Anthony Swofford, like in the book, he recalls the events of like what happened in boot camp to him, like how he was like brutally abused by like the training, in the program, and afterwards he became a scout sniper, and eventually ended up going to the Desert Storm operation, which is like now known as the Gulf War in the Middle East, and he's there for a very long time, and there he like in a way he's despaired, but not really, not because of suffering, but because of like boredom, because like most of the time nothing happens except for like football games with like full out equipment, and when it's like really hot and like the equipment kind of gets in the way and does in a way dehydrate them. And overall, he at a point he like points a gun at his own teammate, like during a base camp out of anger. And he also has like self-destructive thoughts to himself. But later on, like whenever the danger starts, like they go hiking right to go to like the destination, and there's this place where they just find in a way it's like a really abject and very messed up place, because there's like victims of burns and explosions. And the sad part is it's not even soldiers, it's more like civilians, like everyday people who are just like literally incinerated. So he also witnesses flaming oil derricks, stuff drenched in oil, and threats from enemy fire and friendly fire as well. And in the end, well, it's a bit anticlimactic because he thought he would kill someone, but yeah, in the end he never kills anyone, which in a way kind of leaves him like with a sense of something missing inside of him. He feels like it's strange. Next slide, please. So, interestingly about the author, he's an Albert Camus reader, and he favors the book The Stranger, which I have over here, and it's also the theme of the PowerPoint. So in a way, he's an existentialist because existentialists, for them, consciousness is a choice, and in a way, the protagonist from the book, The Stranger, is similar to Anthony Swofford, as in the person from that book, the stranger, Monsieur Mersault. He's a very nonchalant man. He like barely has any emotion. Just as Swofford in this book, most of the time he's bored. He's just like there, like waiting for something, anticipating something. And a jarhead is a Marine, basically, but like the deeper definition is that what's it called? A soldier who like does anything out of self-will, regardless of their safety. So like in the way, all they do is follow orders. So if they do the same thing, that makes them in a way nondescript, and also in a way a non-entity, which is like if you're a non-entity, you're also a stranger, which is like the title of the PowerPoint. Next slide. Now for the picture, the first one is it's like a boy and like 3 different people behind him, soldiers. And the quote is, "It occurred to me that we will never be young again," which also connects to Slaughterhouse-Five's quote from Mary O'Hare, when she says, "You were just babies in the war." So that can relate to this picture over here and the quote, since here the phrase device you can see in here is pathos, the Greek pathos of feel, because I mean, for people who are passionate about children, for example, like a parent or a teacher, I mean, this would like in a way infuriate them, since a child shouldn't be having this type of uniform, like work clothes, or not just a bottle or a flashbang or a grenade or something, but it could be dangerous maybe. Also, the symbolism in here, like the whole black, black can symbolize like death, abjectness, no hope. So in a way, like his innocence has no hope because it's already been taken from him at a early age. Next slide, please. The next quote is everywhere is different, everywhere is the same. And the thing, well, the picture starts out with irony because normally, like, though it's the same, right, the process, But if you look closely, that one's different, that one's different, one over here is different. And that relates to the different and same because what's an inverse in here since everywhere's the same, so everybody here has like a similar grade, so like they're like basically similar soldiers, but in the end it's different because as you can see, most of these are the Christians. That's probably like another religion. So in the end, I mean, although they're different like people that are fighting in the war, in the end it's just humans overall and just violence overall, which is like the same. There's no different type of violence or anything. And the imagery, well, it's primarily blue, and blue in here is like it's not a sad blue, nor a happy blue, more like a neutral blue, like a ghostly blue. So it's like it is a cemetery, so the blue could be like their aura, how do you say that? Their spirit. Yeah, there's just visual irony because of the different graves. Next one, please. The last quote is, "My despair is less despair than boredom and loneliness," and that's like the main feeling that Swafford has in the whole book. He feels like something is missing in him, since he is anticipating action the whole time, but yet it like hardly ever comes to him. And most of the time he is bored, as I said earlier, and in a way he is lonely, and that kind of does despair in him. The imagery is black and white, so the black again is like hopelessness, abject, like conditions. And the white is not really like a hope, it's more like a it's like a basic. In a way, it's an ironic white because white symbolizes usually like peace or serenity. But again, here it's like, in a way, like blankness, like nondescriptness, or basically like, in a way, it's kind of mocking hope. In the setting, well, it looks like a tight alley, so in a way, there's no like it's not an expanded environment, so it's like barely any chance for like hope or anything. There's like barely any light coming through. It's like over here and the rest over here it's all dark. And the mood is like, it's like a depressing mood, one of despair. Since it is a deserted place, there's nobody there except for nothing but like some bikes, just abandoned, and a basic wall. Wait, can you go back to the previous one, please? So yeah, interesting for this one, I forgot, when I looked on Flickr, what's it called, the caption was almost similar to my quote. It said, each word is different, each word is the same, so it's like, actually brought my attention to actually put the picture in there.
Thirty.